Setting up the family learning group, the family gardening group, was something that started from coming to Kildrum Family Learning Centre, getting in touch, with them to set up, the garden area. We then got on board with CACE, who had, some ladies and some men at the beginning who go to daycare centres, but then they could come like once weekly.
Well, we've always had a close working relationship with CL&D. ECO is a big part of Kildrum Family Learning Centre, as well as some intergenerational work. So we decided to come together and have a wee gardening group, and Carolyn started that up with the nursery. We had some parents that came along with their children. There was parents that came along who out with the nursery, and some people from CACE as well. So it brought sort of 3 generations together.
One of the main parts of this group, I would say, is the intergenerational part, because to me, I feel it's something that I'll be exploring even more now. And the fact that the parents who I've been working with feel empowered, they tell me that.
I've always loved gardening, and it was a way for me to kind of be not so much like in the mum role. So it was doing something that I loved, but sharing that with my children, and just meeting other mums as well, and other parents that are part of the nursery. And yourselves,
yeah.
You were?
I got referred through my health visitor, and Carolyn came up to the house and sort of met us and explained everything for us to come down and sort of meet other mums as well, because it was just me and my son at the time, so I was a single parent, so it was good for us to come down and meet everybody else. And
I was the same. I was referred to Carolyn through my health visitor.
We were referred by CACE, Cumbernauld Action for the Elderly, and they asked us if we would like to go and do some gardening, and of course naturally we said yeah. So it's a nice, happy, contented group because we all have an input.
Children, it's really sort of built up their confidence. It gives them skills for life as well. It's something that they'll take on here. Gardening, cooking, it's things that they'll just carry on with. But for some of our children, we've really seen them build up their confidence. These were some children that found it quite difficult coming into nursery, separation from parents.
COVID was a positive for this group, which is quite a strange thing to say, but it's a nice thing to hear COVID being positive in people's lives, because it made us have to go and do things at home. And because we couldn't come, because of the whole diversity of the group, there were the people that were coming through CACE. The ladies couldn't access the group because of their health needs. The parents could still do it to a certain extent, but we knew there was something missing. It wasn't the group without them. This is what I was hoping to achieve, and I can see it firsthand. And to see this today and to hear what the parents are saying as well, that again just makes me realise that this is working and it's given the families something, to be striving for, and for them to be in this position, do you know what I mean? And doing this sort of work and learning about gardening, growing their own vegetables, making, like their own sort of meals with all these vegetables and showing them to the group, discussing it, that's something that will continue even once the group, if things change within the group. This is something that will stay with them. And again, that's what sustainability is all about.
So we started to do the garden. We do the garden in the box, and we brought it to the different houses. We got all our bulbs and our flowers, and we planted potatoes, and then we were all excited seeing our potatoes coming up, and our lettuce and our carrots.
It has been a lot of, Carolyn has done brilliant in getting packs together and things for gardening at home. And the Facebook group's been brilliant for keeping everybody in contact and showing each other what we've grown.
The main thing that we do is revolved around the garden and kind of nature and things. But I mean, we have also done things like we took part in the Hedgehog Street. There's a charity, Hedgehog Street, and we were making hedgehog houses and things. Yeah, we've done pottery. We did the Earth Hour thing when we turned off all the lights for like an hour. To save energy and things, so that's things that we've kind of carried on like at home, using like battery operated lights at night instead of plugging in a night light. The impact for us, especially over the past year with COVID been around and everything. It has taught us, like, you don't need to kind of be going to the shop all the time for things. You can be a bit more self-sufficient. We've been growing our potatoes, onions, carrots. It definitely has taught me a lot about being a bit more self-sufficient and being more aware of our imprint on the environment. And
I think for myself it's really been getting more out in nature, because my he loves being outdoors, and especially with the pandemic and not being able to do anything, we've been outdoors a lot more, and with the gardening and things, it's been great. Growing our own potatoes, and as you've seen, he gets so excited.
that's great for like your mental health. And
I plant strawberries in my lawn.
that's good. You plant strawberries. You eat them as well.
Yeah. Yeah, but when they get red.
We then decided as a group to do a garden in a box where everyone would get, you know, a planter which was made from George and Peter, who work in CACE. They're part of the men's sheds as well, Cumbernauld men's sheds. So they made the boxes for us. One of the parents even set up a Facebook page, which was that was the most important thing, I would say, because we could then visually keep in touch, and we were keeping in touch on a more regular basis rather than just once a week. Through doing the garden in a box, this is now developed in a way that I said earlier, that I see the results. We're physically going to each other's gardens and we're gardening. We're doing things online, we're sharing.
And it wasn't just work, we did fun things as well. We had days out.
Yes.
And the children had things to play with. We did things like painting, big pebbles and things like that. We learned how to make pots in a pottery place. And we painted them, and we have them now to put the fruits of our labour in.
To see them now tonight, you know, coming into this situation and getting on with it, it's really, it's amazing. And I know that one of the wee girls is now on the eco committee at her school and that, so it's great how these, you know, skills that she's built up and just an interest that she's built up on, that she's taken on to her formal education as well.
I always liked gardening, and because I'm in a wheelchair I can't do it, but to make me get back to my gardening again, you know.
Yeah. With a team helping, we were able to plant not just food, but beautiful flowers, fruit, everything. It was great.
We're in the big bags and we knocked the bags over and we were looking for the potatoes.
Just do it and have fun, just enjoy it. There's not really anything negative about any of it, or you take what you want from the group. You put in as much, however much you want to put in, but we've really enjoyed it, and I think it is just about having fun with your family.
Just go for it. It's been great. You know, for here we have 3 generations that get together.
Won an award, you know, for sustainability. Do it, and in big letters, do it.
Started.
Now to be recognised as a group who have won, you know, the Learning for Sustainability, this is just amazing.